Hello everyone. So today let's talk about the topic of jealousy among women and among peers also, because this is one of the interesting topics that I felt was very much relevant in my whole journey, because as I said in my previous video when I talked about finding Mona Simona, Ho'oponopono and with Pesika seminars and all the other resources also in my inner work journey, what I found that one of the main thing that was very much a repetitive pattern was for me was attracting this pattern of jealousy from other women towards me, and also my jealousy towards other people too. So it was a complete two-way street where I used to have jealousy towards other people and people used to have jealousy towards me. And like now I get it that it was self-concept being reflected back in the real world, but back in the day I did not know. And yeah, like even after working through a lot of my own stuff, my own baggage around this, like the things that other people had done to me out of their jealousy and all, and like when you are in the pattern you do not even understand that you are in the pattern. So there were times when I had also done certain things to certain people and I did not know that I was being toxic at that time, but it was very like, I think I was just 5 or 6 year old. That was the first and the last time I did something like that as a very childish kid, but after that I never ever participated in these kind of dynamics. But like now at the age of 23 to 26, 25, I'm 25 now, so when I sat and analyzed all my relationship patterns with my female friends, this is what I found was there was a common dynamic of attracting toxicity and jealousy and hostility from women who felt less than, who were insecure within themselves. And what happened was they used to sometimes even uh, group and create gossips and narratives also, because they are, if you see insecure women, they feed on emotional reaction on other women, and they kind of try their best to trigger, manipulate, stir up drama as much as they can. And yeah, like in this process what I found was two three things that were of really value to me. One was practicing discernment, that uh, first the thing that acknowledging the fact that yeah, like despite me doing all this inner work, I can come across women who feel jealous, who feel triggered, and of course when you do inner work you kind of attract it even more because you are able to see through it very fast and quickly. The second thing that I found was um, after discernment, like yeah, like I acknowledge the fact that yeah, this person is jealous. Compassion, I wasn't being judgmental towards those women because I understand that it's a process, it's a journey, and everyone goes through it. But at the same time, learning to set boundaries, and this is the next level that came for me, was practicing emotional disclosure. I'll get back to get back on this in detail about how to pace yourself and how much to disclose, when to disclose later on in this video. But this is what I found was relevant, was limiting my emotional disclosure towards them, and at the same time practicing healing my emotional triggers also. So a lot of, so of course those people were problematic, but there were certain questions that helped me immensely, was asking these questions like why am I getting triggered by these certain behavioral points. And the second thing was really reflecting on my own ways of being towards women in general, like where were the times when I did it to someone else, and then there were times when I had not even done anything, but they were getting jealous and all because of my, like let's say you're competent and you are having all the things, all the duck in your own row. Like what is the saying, that you have all the ducks in the row? So of course there are people who get jealous. Some of these women, they have, and let me tell you what is the mindset of these women. They either they have jealousy stemming from not feeling smart, successful, not feeling that they are doing something useful with their lifetime or energy, or maybe not having the courage to put themselves out there and achieve their own goals, achieve their own wishes. Or sometimes it is our body image issues also. Some of these women, they have body image issues, they feel that they are not beautiful and all, and they kind of stir up drama for the other girls too, who are getting their life in tag. Or some of these women have abusive relationships with their parents, with their father, with their mother, or with their partners, or because of certain culture they are born into, and then they have resentment towards the other women who are living a very beautiful life. So a lot of these layers come into it, depending on who you are dealing with and what is their background. and of course you can have compassion for those souls, but at the same time what I've seen is empathy and compassion is great, but you need to have boundaries, you know. This is what I finally figured out in my own journey, that at some point I had to, you know, make a choice of practicing my own boundaries, my own assertiveness, because it came to a point where people were taking advantage of my empathy, where it just occurred to me one day that there were people who in my life, my girlfriends or someone, like not even friends, I do not even consider them as friends now anymore, but in the past who I used to think were my friends, at some point they were actually misusing, taking advantage of my empathy, of my good nature. And I understood you can be nice, but you need to be confident and you need to have your own boundaries also. And this is where the subtle layers of it came, where I started practicing discernment. I started placing them into two categories. Okay, fine, like this person is giving genuine feedback, constructive feedback, or is it a destructive feedback? Because I started seeing the underlying intention of the other person now. And this is where the emotional disclosure process came. So emotional disclosure process is how much you disclose, when you disclose, where you disclose, and whom you disclose. So the level 1 of the emotional disclosure process is where you are, you know, like a social mask, where you are cordial and sharing like light, fun-hearted topics, and it's very social. Then the second level is, you know, going a bit deeper about your own personal opinions, your own thoughts and opinions about certain events in your life or certain things in your life. Let's say about a political party, let's say about a nation or anything like that. That's the level 2. The level 3 is a bit deeper, where you're being vulnerable, where you express that how do you feel in that moment. Like, let's say there are two aspects to this. So let's say someone said you something which was very very mean to say, so you know, going back and sharing with your friend that, yeah, like I feel irritated today because this person said this or something like that. So that is the level 3. And the level 4 is the core vulnerability, like the depth and the fears and all your childhood wounds or certain things that you've been through in your life. That is the 4th level of vulnerability. So this is how you pace yourself and you emotionally disclose yourself, especially among these insecure environments where there is a lot of status driven motives, competitive environments, or you see that the other person is being jealous of you. You have to be careful about these things. And unfortunately I learned this over a period of time, after a lot of trial and error, after going through my own set of hardships, and then like realizing, okay fine, like this person is misusing it. Because there were times in my life when I had shared certain things to some people out of being vulnerable or out of good faith, and when they got triggered, when they saw that I was up leveling either in my career or in my relationship or with my looks, in my body, anything, some of these people, they got jealous and they got very badly triggered. They literally got gas in their stomach. Can't help it, it's their digestive system. And then they started spreading rumors and undermining my credibility. And that's where I understood that there was a new lesson, new level, because inner work happens in staggered way, as I said you. So it got a new level of lesson got unlocked to me, that you should be careful about what you're disclosing, whom you're disclosing, and why you're disclosing. It doesn't mean that you cannot be vulnerable with people, but you have to see that whether this person has emotional capacity to hold on to give you the emotional safety, and how this person behaves under stress, under the times when they are triggered. Because some of these people, because let's face it, most of the people are not sitting and doing inner work. It means they're completely in reactive mode. They get triggered and then do things to other people, and then other people go and do things to others. So when you are actually sitting and doing inner work consciously, this is what people do, and you need to be aware of it, that like there are people out there who you don't have to judge them or shame them, but at the same time you should be equally careful about these points too. Thank you.